1991, the end of an era for the United States. 1992, the beginning of the next. With a presidential election in full swing, America was eager to see who would lead the nation in this newfound era of peace they found themselves in. Incumbent Republican President Bush decided to run for another term, while Democrat Bill Clinton would run for president. Independent wealthy businessman Perot would also join in the presidential race. These candidates would use a variety of tactics and methods through advertising to sway public opinion and get them on their side, which we will analyze here. First, we have Independent Perot's advertisement. In his ad, Perot discusses a government that rebuilds the job base, comes from the people rather than at them, reduces the debt, and then places an encouragement upon the people to look at the facts and decide for themselves. Perot's platform is one of change, specifically changing the economy. His view, as a businessman, to give himself credibility, is that the economy is not heading in the right direction under the Bush administration and must therefore be changed. While this would not get him the entire popular vote nor electoral college needed to win the election, it did take away voters from Bush's power base who lost faith in him due to Perot's own advertising, and as such contributed to Clinton's victory in the 1992 election. These next two advertisements were from President Bush, where he focuses on a campaign that is more defensive, geared towards making Clinton seem untrustworthy to the American public. In this advertisement, for instance, with the gray dots, he uses conflicting viewpoints that Clinton made during his various speeches to make him seem like a liar, untrustworthy, that he's a two-face. Overall, this was merely an attempt at defamation towards Clinton, that he's untrustworthy and therefore unfit to run as president. The next commercial notes various threats that America has faced over the years under Bush's presidency, such as the Gulf War as well as Gorbachev and the fall of the Soviet Union. These ominous threats, Bush notes, will likely appear in some form again, that America will face another threat. And by imposing his own military experience as commander-in-chief, he invokes that Clinton is unworthy for such a title, that he would be unprepared to face a foe militarily. And he backs this up through claims such as Clinton avoiding the draft whenever he was supposed to have served in conflict. Overall, again, this is an attempt to show that President Bush, the incumbent, is able to handle crises better than the newcomer, which is Clinton in this case. These attempts at defamation, however, would lead to his downfall eventually, because, well, he was in fact able to point out many flaws with Clinton. Clinton himself and his team in advertising was able to make responses out almost daily whenever Bush issued out another statement against him. And these continual statements against President Bush and his campaign against Clinton eventually led to the American public trusting Clinton more, as he was able to provide more effective responses to Bush's claims than Bush was to Clinton's responses. Another reason why Clinton was able to be successful was his portrayal as a new Democrat, such as in this commercial. As Clinton calls an end for welfare as America knows it, to create a system where it can be a second chance, supporting the death penalty and having a hard line against criminal actions, as well as balancing the budgets and making government spending more effective in the economy, improving the lives of the American people overall. This appeal to the American people, their ideals, and making certain that they were represented among the people with his new democratic policy meant that he was simply more appealing to the average American than Bush was. And with Bush's tactics focusing more so on Clinton's own character, while Clinton's was focused more so on the people and interacting with them and their needs, this simply made Clinton a more viable candidate for the American people to support. Overall, with the turn of the century less than a decade away, the United States' victory in the Cold War and a new presidential election, shifting times would determine who would be president. Clinton's focus on the future and his policies assured him victory, while Bush's focus on vague, unknown threats and attacking Clinton's character did not work to appeal to the wider American people. Overall, using advertising to sway public opinion was becoming very prevalent around this time, as access to TVs for commercial use spread rapidly across the United States, which allowed for farther political interaction between candidate and citizen.